Hosanna forever, we worship you. Hosanna forever, we worship you. The angels bow down at the thought of you. The darkness gives way to the light for you. The price that you pay gives us life brand new. Hosanna.
Today's sermon, There's Something in the Water. Reading from the book of John, chapter 4, verses 13 through 18 by Pastor Brian Carpenter.
There's something in the water. In 1987, I was feeling myself, and I had just joined the military. I wanted to get as far away from home as I possibly could. I told them I want to go to California. And they sent me out to California. And when I got out there, and I was so mesmerized by all the water that was around. I mean, you got the Pacific here, you got lakes over here. I'd never seen this much water in one place. And when I got to this place, I was so enamored with it. I just wanted to jump in and just wanted to have fun in the water. And the one thing they told me, they said, look here, whatever you do, don't drink the water. Don't drink the water. And I said, now, wait a minute, you telling me you got all this water around this city, and you telling me the water is unfit to drink? And my curiosity got the best of me, so I went and got a cup of water and I put it in there, and sure enough, the water was a little cloudy. It had some stuff in it. And I said, wow, this is amazing. I'm in a place surrounded by water. And you can't even drink the very thing that I need to survive. I can look at it. I can play in it. I can do everything that I want, but just don't drink it. You know, think about it. Some of us are in that same place in our own lives. The water is all around you, but you ain't drinking it. You know, we sit in a place every week and we wonder why we struggle sometimes. The water is there, but we just ain't drinking it. We're in a place right now where the demographic of our life is changing. You know, it's easy to stand around and say, you know, I got issues going on. But when I come to a place where I need to be drinking the substance that's going to help me, I don't drink it. But you know, when you think about how important is this water to us, you think about it on a hot day like today. I mean, we're fresh, you know. First day, you know, a lot of us back in the day, we wanted some Kool-Aid, didn't we? But it had to be cold. Don't bring me no warm Kool-Aid. When you make Kool-Aid, you got to put it in the refrigerator and let the sugar waste at the bottom. See, and when it get cold, then you know it's ready. You know, because see, back in the day, you know, we would take that same container, put Kool-Aid right back on top of it, and use that same sugar that had been laid at the bottom. But it had to be right? So it will refresh you in everything that's going on. But then think about it like this, we use it to wash our bodies, don't we? I mean, it's essential to everything that we do. But yet you telling me I can't drink it. If you want to lose weight, what's the first thing they tell you? Start drinking water. Start drinking water. So I can't even get to a place where my body can get cleansed because I can't drink the substance that's there freely. That's good. It'll cool you off, won't it? Boy, water, it'll take care of you. You know, and all these things that are going on, I can't use it. You can cook with it, can't you? Boy, you can cook mean hot dogs with some water, can't you? All these things that are there, the true essence to help us, yet we have these restrictions in place where we can't drink the water. You know, we go down south and we see, you know, people, you know, that act a little different from us. And they say, well, there's something in the water. You know, when I got to San Diego and I saw all these beautiful men and women and they're working out, and I said, man, there's got to be something in the water around here. Something that's making these people look like they look. You know, and when we go to those different places, we struggle sometimes because, you know, the look is there. Everything is there, but it's something that's missing. But, you know, you think about it, you know, how powerful this water is. My mother, she grows plants, right? And she got this one that just grows up to the ceiling. And what she does, when it gets up too high, she will start to clip some of the ones that's too high, and she will give them to other people. Now follow me on this. Now she's taking something that's living, cut it off. Cut it from the very source that it's living from. You know, it's living in dirt. It's hanging around in the house, right? But then she takes it and wraps it up in something and gives it to somebody else, right? But when she gives it to somebody else, the first thing she says, put it in water. When you start putting it in the water, it starts to take root in the water. When most of us, we'll go the backwards way. We'll go put it in the dirt first. And put a little water in the dirt and then wait for it to manifest itself. But when you already got something that's living, she said just put it in the water. And watch and see the roots that it will take up when we get to that place. But see, now we find ourselves with a woman, broken, shunned by her own community. The Samaritan woman has set him back. And when I looked at this passage, and I was like, look at what's going on in here. Samaritans were a mixed breed of people. After the Jews had been battling, the Jews went back into Samaria, and then they start to intermarry. And now they become a mixed breed of folk. So now the Jews are at a place where they feel like they're better than everybody. So now they got an issue going on, but they don't talk to one another. So now you have this woman who's already in a place of discomfort in her life. She's in a place where, you know, when they went to the well, and they were social, and this is a place for social gathering. But here she is by herself, going to the well. Jesus is already on his way to Galilee. Most Christians would go around. They would never go straight to Samaria. Jesus was on his way to a place to intervene with somebody who really needed him. This woman standing at the well, perplexed, I'm sure, put down, wondering what in the world is going on in my life. Jesus shows us how to get to a woman and her brokenness. She stands at this well thinking that she's going to get something that's going to fulfill her. Jesus said, what I'm going to give you, you will never thirst for that again. The illustration is there. He said, look, you're looking for something part-time. I'm looking for something I can change your life.
Amen.
The beautiful thing about it, the disciples are standing back like wondering, why is he talking to her? We don't get out with them. Many of us in that same place in our own lives, don't we? We don't go straight to the problem. We try to go around it.
That's good.
Jesus said, you need to go to your issue. This is a woman that's standing there in need. Too often we find ourselves with people we know they're in need. Issues in our life that we need to fix. We go around. It was hundreds of miles to go around to Galilee. And most of them, that's the path that they would travel. But he said, no, I'm going to go straight to the problem. Because there's somebody there who doesn't know me that I got to get to. You think about it in our scenario, and we go above and beyond to get to those who really need us. Good. Look at the impact the kingdom would have. She's standing there next to the well. I'm just thirsty. He said, I know you're thirsty, but look at what I can do with you in this scenario. She said, how in the world do you even want to talk to me? In that broken place, you know, a lot of us is just thinking the same way. We try to talk to Jesus, but we look at the lenses of our background and say, well, why are you talking to me? With the background that I have, why would you want to come and talk to me? Amen. Jesus sees the value in you when you don't see it in yourself. Amen. People have shunned you, put you down, kicked you to the curb. Jesus said, but I see you in your broken place, and I'm here to restore you back to a place where you're going to be living. It's hard sometimes. You know, you think about it in our life. I mean, it's hard. Now here you got this woman who's been ostracized by her family, pushed away, relationship busted up, and she comes to a place where she thinks she's going to get just what she needs. And all of a sudden, Jesus shows up. A lot of us are in the same place right now. We waiting on Jesus to show up. All we got to do is get ourselves by the well and wait. The very substance you need is on the way. But you got to have enough sense to say, I'm going to hold on till Jesus shows up in my scenario. It don't look like he gonna show up in my scenario because he ain't never showed. I've been to this well several times. He ain't never showed up. But all of a sudden, when you want to throw in the towel, he said, here I am, giving you just what you need. Spiritually, she's broken. A lifestyle that's tore up from the floor up. Out here embarrassed. And here Jesus comes and tells us, I can give you something that you will never thirst for this again. A lot of us are sitting in the same scenario right now. Spiritually, we're broken. Jesus said, I got to come to you in your brokenness to help you get the healing that you need, because if you don't understand this portion of it, you will never be able to appreciate where I'm trying to take you. I know a lot of us are struggling. You come in here and I'm trying to encourage you to stay the path. But every week I see I'm going through the same struggle over and over and over again. Some of you have been getting victory in your life and haven't started celebrating Jesus yet.
Come on.
Think about where you was last year. Oh my God.
Amen.
You've been going back to the well. Jesus had already showed up. He had already showed up in your life. You waiting on this big dramatic thing to happen in your life. He said, I've already been in the well. I've been there with you the whole time. We're going on 2 years. 2 years. And think about it. How many of us started with the church from the beginning? See? The church evolves. That's right. But if you don't understand the well that you trying to drink from, Jesus had already showed up 2 years ago. He showed you. He cast the vision right in front of you. He said, all you got to do is follow it and watch and see what I do with it. The church is always going to transform it. You don't never get consumed with folks who leave you, long as you have equipped them while they're there. If they leave, they leave. You have nothing to do with that. She could have very well left because she was confronted in her situation. A lot of us are in the same situation. We don't want to be confronted in our ugliness of our life. It's ugly. Don't you talk to me about my family. Don't you say nothing about what I've done or what I haven't done. But Jesus said, I've identified you as a project that I need to work on. He said, Jesus, this is somebody who needs my healing. But check it out what he's offered her. He said, what I'm trying to give you, it needs to start on the inside. Now I see the brokenness on the outside, but I see what I'm going to give you is going to start working on the inside first. Because if we don't get to a place where we can be transformed from the inside, the outside doesn't matter. You know, a lot of us are sitting here right now, cute. Boy, we done put on the extra lotion. We done done everything we could to look good on the outside. But Jesus said, what we need to start doing is start working on the inside. Once I give you this water, we're going to start transforming you from the inside, and everything else is going to be okay. Jesus didn't have to do that. And like a lot of us, we don't have to do what we do, but we have a love for Jesus that allows us to go above and beyond to get to where he is. Amen. Jesus said, now watch and see what I'm going to do. The broken places that we are. He said, the water that I give you will become in you a spring welling up to eternal life. Jesus said, I'm going to put something in you that's going to erupt on the inside of you. And that's going to keep turning and turning and turning and elevate you to a place of salvation. He said, where you are right now, you don't know me. But when you get a hold of me now, see, then we can start celebrating now. Because where you are right now, you don't know me. But when I put something in you, then you can start celebrating, because now life can now start. Our life is now starting because we have got connected with Jesus. He said, take the water. He said, there's got to be something in our substance. He said, I'm about to transfer my spirit into you. But the only way you can do that is submitting unto me. Once you submit unto me, watch and see what I'm going to do with you in your life. Amen. But this is the thing. He said, look here. Go back and get your husband. She said, wait a minute. I already know I messed up, okay? But you don't need to call me out like that. She said, I understand. Now you think about it. in a scenario like this, she's already going through something. Now Jesus said, now go on back to the house and bring your husband up here. The beautiful thing about this is this. Jesus said, I see you, that broken place that you're in. I see that. He said, look here. Them 5 other ones you done dealt with ain't yours either. The crazy thing about this was this. In this scenario, what she's going through, it wasn't right to divorce, right? She had been divorced 5 times. 2 times was considered irregular. You have been shunned, broken 5 times. And the one you with now ain't yours. Jesus identifies the sin that's going on in her life. He didn't come to shun her. He said, we got to get that straightened out first. Because see, when you start taking on this water, there's something in your life that's going to start to erupt. And that lifestyle that you live in ain't going to be able to handle all this. That's why some of us go through some of the struggles we go through, because we drank the water. But yet we go back to our home and do the same thing we told God we wasn't going to do. The eruption is taking place inside of you, but yet you go home to a husband who's not yours. He said, but the beautiful thing about it was, Jesus said, I identified the brokenness in your life. I've seen the people who have shunned you. I've seen the people who have turned their backs on you. I identified the fact that you messed up. Many of us right now, I'm sure we're going through some type of scenario in our life that make us think, I mean, is God really even concerned about me in my scenario? You know, but when we come to this place, we want to get healed, yet God says, I got to straighten your life out first before you start taking on this water. Because when you start taking on this water, some things are going to start happening in your life, and you're not going to be able to understand it. But if you don't have a true connection to me, you're going to just have an eruption, but won't be progressing in a place where you could be moving toward God like you need to be. She said, not only that, he said, I see that you have a disease that needs to be cured. That disease is the sin that's in us. He said, I can't help you till you get your house in order. Your house got to be in order. Before I can come in there. Because you don't want me to come in clean. I would rather for you to go in there and get it straightened out. Amen. He said, but the thing about it is, I'm going to identify this. I'm not going to put you down. I'm not going to tell you how messed up you are. I'm not telling you how you done backslid and you ain't been to church. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying if you, I see something in you that other folks don't see. I see the things down inside of you that other folks don't see. He said, I see something in you. Your background may have been all jacked up. Your family may have left you, shunned you. He said, but I see something in you. I see something in you. I said, I know you stand out in the middle of the day. You shouldn't be out here in the middle of the day. Somebody should be protecting you. The one who sent you here should have protected you to get you here. But he said, stay right here. Get your house in order. And she said, look here. Whatever it is you got for me, I want it. Come on. I want that. You done sold me, brother. We can get to that place of understanding is submission. Yeah. We got to understand what submission looks like. You know, a lot of us have been rejected. We understand the rejection part, but how do we get over the rejection part? I have to get to a place where I'm submitting unto God. When I submit to Him, watch and see what happens. There's a story of a young man, Campbell Morgan, back in the 1800s. There was 500 men that were trying to get into Wesley Seminary. He wanted to get in there, and he had to get to a place where he was going to preach in front of the professors there. He had to preach in front of them. Once he got to that place, if he preached in front of them and he did well, they would accept him in. He didn't even make it to the finals. They just sent him a letter, told him he was rejected. He sent the letter on to his father. The father, you see this one word message, rejected. The father sent him one sentence back. The world will reject you, but But in heaven, you already got victory. See, you got to flip that thing around. When rejection comes into your life, man, I'm already saying I don't have to worry about some of the things that I'm going through because I got a connection to him. So one day I'm not going to have to worry about going through some of the struggle that I'm going through right now. But right now, I'm going to start to celebrate because you may have rejected me. You may have put me down. You have set me to the side. But he said, I got victory because I got something in me. But see, Jesus knows your situation. He said, I'm not going to go around God to get to Galilee. I know that's what I need to be. But there's somebody here that I got to go straight to because they need me now more than anything. We got to understand, in our life, Jesus will show up, and he will show up right on time. I mean, you know, think about it when you were years and years ago, and you know, Saturday night was just a blizzard, foolishness we used to do. All night drinking, doing whatever we was doing. But all of a sudden, something got inside you said, man, I got to get this thing turned around. You get yourself turned around, and look what happens to you. Beautiful. I prayed to the Lord, and he showed up on my doorstep. And I've been trying to do the right thing ever since. Jesus is going to do the same thing to you. He understands what's going on in your life. You act like you tell him something new. I understand your struggle. He said, all your days are numbered. He said, I understand you. When I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you was going to go through this struggle. But the struggle's not for you. It's for somebody else. When you understand you got something down inside you that I gave you, watch and see what I'm going to give to you. The beautiful thing about it is Jesus said, I'm going to show up in that broken place in your life. I'm going to start healing some of the things that's going on in your life. But it's going to take me a little longer because you keep shoving stuff down in your life that's not of me. See, now we got a contradiction that's going on. I'm trying to get to that place down in your life, but you keep on closing the door right when I get to it. That's the very door I need to go into. When we get ourselves in a place where we're just so comfortable in sin, Jesus said, I'm just going to sit back at the wheel. I'm going to wait. You got to get it together. But then he goes on to say, it doesn't make a difference where we worship. Read the whole chapter, it's beautiful. He said, look here. She said, you worship here. We worship over there. Jesus said, it don't make no difference where we going to worship at. Because the day is going to come, we're going to all be together. So the separation that goes on in our life has to be brought together. And we don't start putting our conscious effort into putting ourselves back together spiritually. We will find ourselves in a spiritual tug-of-war that God didn't intend for us to go through. Too many of us put ourselves in a situation we're struggling with some of the things that's going on, like we know it ain't right. We know it ain't right. Jesus said we understand what true worship is. It don't make no difference we here or we there. Because one day we're going to be in that place together with him. We understand what true worship is because we've been through our brokenness. That's what makes it so prevalent when you have your worship team stand up here because they usher into something that folk are not willing to give on their own. Come on. Yeah, you know, and when folk get up here and start standing, you see them singing and their brokenness. Then all of a sudden they say, I see them singing. That pulls something out of me that makes me want to worship. I didn't even want to sing that song. But all of a sudden they put on my song. But I see somebody else that represents me up front. And when I stand up, I can stand up in holy hands. And I can see other folk who are standing by just as broken as me. Giving worship. It doesn't make a difference what mountain we on. We got to understand, we got a God who will serve us all the way to the end. We just got to do our parts. Amen. And we learn how to do our parts, doing what God has called us to do. Everything else will take care of itself. He said, go home, get your house in order. When you get your house in order, come on back. She said, you know what? I ain't even gonna worry about that house. I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of this while I'm here right now. That joker there, he ain't doing me right no way. She said, I got to get myself together today. Amen. And that's what Jesus is telling you, that if you don't have a connection with him, he said, today is your day. Don't worry about going back and getting nothing else straightened out.
Thank you for watching. Come visit Third Dimension Worship Church at 40 West 40th Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46208, inside the Martin Luther King Jr. Center. Service is every Sunday at 10 a.m. Remember to stay connected and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook, Twitter, and website. No matter what your current condition or relationship with God, Third Dimension welcomes you. Thank you and have a blessed week.